So we're given some information about a horizontal alignment, and we're asked to draw it, label the features, and to do that, we're going to need to be able to do the calculations for it. We're also given some extra information in this problem statement, but we'll work through this and talk through the components that we actually need to use and how to arrive at the values we need to complete this process. And essentially, we're basically given the minimum amount of information we need in order to develop this alignment. So we're told that the project begins at station 8 plus 11 with tangent T1 and a bearing of south 16 degrees, 14 minutes, 48 seconds east. And we're told that the project ends 192.3 feet after the PT of curve 3. So we have our tangent table that we were given, and then I've expanded the table that has some of the curve information. So we have 3 tangents and 3 curves. We're going to start with tangent T1, then curve 1, tangent 2, curve 2, tangent 3, curve 3, and then we end 192.3 feet after the PT of curve 3. So we're going to start with calculating the radius. So here's our equation that we're going to relate the tangents that we're given for each curve. And so that's the t value for each curve. And that differs from this tangent table that is given here. This tangent table is the tangent or the straight line between the curves. So unfortunately, we have the same term that we use in both these instances, but that's what we have. So if you review these equations for t, we're looking at the tangent length in the curve table. And then our tangents T1, T2, and T3 are the straight portion again between the curves. So we'll use this equation to develop the radius for each curve. And then subsequently, we'll use this equation to determine the length for each curve. So this is using the delta, and the radius we can convert to a degree of curvature in order to find the length. Now moving into the stationing. So we start with station 8 plus 11. That's going to be our beginning station. And then we build in these rows here and the columns for the PI station, the PC, and the PT stations. So we have 8 plus 11. We're adding our first tangent length. So we start with tangent length T1, and that's going to start us at our first point of curvature. So PC for curve 1 is 12 plus 99.19. Then we're going to add the length of curve 1 to arrive at the PT. Next, we will take our tangent length T2. We're going to add that to the PT of 1 to get the PC of curve 2, because we're adding that tangent length T2 in between our two curves. So PT of curve 1 plus the length T2 gives us the PC of curve 2. We're going to add the length of curve 2 to the PC of curve 2 to arrive at the PT station for curve 2, and that gives us station 40 plus 0.8. From there, we're going to add T3 to the PT of curve 2 to arrive at the PC of curve 3. We'll add the length of curve 3 to the PC and arrive at the PT of curve 3. So that'll give us the PT of curve 3, 48 plus 02.78. And then we're told that the project ends 192.3 feet after the PT of curve 3. So we need to add that to the PT of curve 3 to find the end of project station 49 plus 95.08. So this is the math involved. We also were asked to draw a diagram of this, so I'm just going to draw it in a simple state here. We start with our T1 tangent that has a bearing of south 16 degrees, 14 minutes, 48 seconds east. So that's this angle here, so that's why we're drawing in this direction. And then we're going to curve to the right, so the angle From the back tangent to the forward tangent is this 66 degrees, 17 minutes, 28.1 seconds to the right. Then our curve 2 delta is 52 degrees, 31 minutes, 41.4 seconds to the left. And then finally for curve 3, back to the right, 46 degrees, 41 minutes, 49.13 seconds. And then another 192.3 feet past the PT of curve 3 to give us the end of project 49 plus 95.08. So each of these components we could draw in here. So if I had more space here, I could label these PC of curve 1, PI of curve 1, PT of curve 1. Then going to curve 2, PC, PI, PT. Finally, curve 3, PC, PI, PT. And then finally, the end of project station 192.3 feet past the PT of curve 3.